do no more. Ting I did. Come in. I'm on left do no level. Left do boy. I move lade. Carry out there. I see. Carry out your one. Chuck away man. Teddy. He right the con. Can do it. And then Chaco la letter coin. Malwale no. No more chelet. Check on talking. Sorry, be up. Look at Janta the machine. Machine telling nga de cheta de mila yina ling mila nor jala duk nga de ban dero guri nga de mai bak ta kan de ban ke le du charger ya nang ya I don't know where say what ban so cheta ga duk the wa ga de cha duk year me tegare la year la nga de don jen cheta nga kan no wa rai content min guru ban lat kel ke bia ling a new story because this is story my own story Mr. Gore take my document quite go to compare ko take question mi ke ro ko kor bo mi chu me tara ye tedi ke la gwa ko ke le team go de ko ni wa ke ko ku ne how to educate the young people ke take on take do ke tin kon de kon go ban mat ke then ba kwen ke tu ni ke dam then yo ko re ba kwen ko kwen dang ro kwen ke lu dam den ba kwen la en point de go ba ko ling ri ni ka ba cha bi ling young people ten te ba ban de ro lo ma ke te no ga ku yang ke to ling ni gwa that was the main point and then second is ba kwen ka to ling ni ba kwen ra mang to ling ni gwa me cha de ro lo me Ludo baling young people ba message in kulora ba kuloling and then ka kora diodien bo translate ka tong nora ka tong na wadang dog yaling again mo ludo jen program and inlet content the other ne dong chaling term ka chaling ko cha ko test out nyoko ka test in the ro mi le da gwa so chapel perio again and bana work on them yeah good this message a very important thing for me then let me go on ba kwen ko tok ling ling ba chong me ko ba ling ring ne ka our generation ko mu ko tok ling di nan ki my generation bi len ko mu wa yo ko tok ne me ki generation in last generation dan and the ko ci kan bi len that is why I make it 3 version then they content don kan tok ling den kan tiang Kirganor da week kind of ling take Rame Mugolian. Let us start. So the title in the Anarag Conchella, how many people with Guek Ngundang during the attack by the British in 1929? Canadian take on take Guek make a mark of British. This is simple title. Again, more Lodon and they take on take a marker. British wa ka nei dang di ken ngad na me le duer ga te point du nyon min ga changan what are you trying to do now come on there's banner where is that? Okay I put in this banner Balang na matin bandero kali de mala move nen good thank you so let us continue our reading how many people with work during the attack by the British in 1929 All 100 young men of his relative concerning the last year short note about the question of how many people of the Lao Nuer were with Guek Mundang when he was attacked by the colonial government based in Abong Wangyai. How many of them? As long as the war came to be waged by the government, when all thought of things to make Guek surrender failed, and the district commissioner of the Abong, Mr. Ferry Corey, began the policy of isolation the Odogun section from Guek, and all the ships of gun were made to hit Guek until the court learned that there is no many people with Guek, and then he attacked. Guek simultaneously, the attacker knew for really that Guek will not resist them, since they became too few to resist their attacker. And again, the government employed some of the angry people with the law Nuer walk with them, and for them to make sure that they are going to succeed to capture and kill Guek. As long as they came on the morning of the February 8, 1929, Guek and his few people remain with him, his own relatives, and some individual friends were attacked. In fact, concerning the above question of Guek, according to the document, there were only 100 fighters, and they were divided into 3 columns. And among them, from 100 people who remain with Guek, about 13 young men got killed, and the other 3 adults plus Guek himself were killed too, as well as a result of gunmen who fought people with bad hand, because those who are fighting were gunmen. They were fighting with the government with bad hand, with no gun. They seem to have no balance, so that the resisted who is still alive run away from the life in 3 directions, while the plan came and bombing Bie and other places. When putting above question that has how many people with Guek in 1929, then I compared this with IO in October 30th, 2019, when so many cries began to confront the IO because of the same isolation began done by the colonizer to Guek. The same thing has happened to the Southern Sudan government, has done to the IO too, before the IO agreed to sign the peace with the government. During that time, the breaking of General Tabandang and Lol Dang left the IO because they were not higher in some good places or good position that they thought to pick in 2016. So this had continued until today. I think the isolation is still continuing. The isolation to get your enemy with no good protection is the reason is the reason when I ask such a question, enemy work could be seen by so many people since they were already brainwashed. They just fought back to the original party as the bad party of the bad people. Make sure Guek was killed alone with no strong force of God share with them. They were kept away by the enemy to get Guek easily killed. And as a result of killing Guek, the Nuer gave up with fight with the British during the 27 good years of fighting. Why is that? Because the leader killed, and that become an end of the so-called Nuer resistance. Nebe jen kwenda men am rorol ka toling linda da me ngola me so baling a natin te ka tok mo ngol che ga ko che tok mar a tok mo kon gori je te ram babel te di ba ja ka kwen nge je ka tok ling linda men to ko kui gan tin tiani ko be kan len ko ngak gal share kon ken that is story one day did a law ngi now the gat in tian fen content la gat kon ke gat kun.
Employed some of the Anger people within the Lu to walk them and for them to make sure that they are going to succeed to captured or killed Guek. As long as they came on the morning of the August 1929.
Here we go.
How many people with Guek during the attack by the British? 1929. Only 100 young men of his relatives concerning the last year's short note about the question of how many people of the Lu Nuer were with Guek when he was attacked by the colonial government base in Abwang Wangnyok. As long as the war comes to be waged by the government when all sort of thing to make Guek surrender failed, and the district commissioner of the Abwang, Mr. Perry Coriat, began the police of the isolation the other gun sections from Guek. And all the chiefs of guns were made to hate Guek until when Coriat learned that there are no many people with Guek, and then he attacked Guek. Simultaneously, the attacker knew for real that Guek will not resist them since they became too few to resist their attackers. And again, the government employed some of the Anger people within the Lu Nuer to walk them and for them to make sure that they are going to succeed to captured or killed Guek. As long as they came on the morning of the August 1929, Guek and his few people remain with him, his own relatives, and some individuals' friends attacked. In fact, concerning the above question, and according to the document, there were only 100 fighters only, and they were divided into 3 columns. And among them, I mean, from the 100 people who remained with Guek, about 13 young men got killed, and the others 3 adult plus Guek himself were killed as well. And as a result of the guns men who fought people with bare hand, there seemed to have no balance. So the rest who's still alive runs away for their life in 3 directions. While the plan came and Booming Bee and other places. When putting the above question, that asked how many people were with Guek in 1929. I compared this with Io in October 30th, 2019, when the so many crises began to confront the Io because of the same isolation being done by the colonial to Guek, the same thing as the South Sudan government has done to the OI, before he agrees to sign the peace with the government. During that time, the breaking of the generals, Tan Ban and LOL, left the IO because they were not hired in some good place. They thought to fit in 2016. So this had continued until today. This the isolation to get your enemy with no good protection. We the reason when I asked such a question. Enemy's work couldn't be seen by so many people since they were already brainwashed. They just fought back to their original party as the bad party of a bad person. Make sure Guek was killed alone with no strong force of Gotborkar. They were kept away by the enemy to get Guek easily. And as a result of the killing of Guek, the Nuer give up the fight with the British during their 27 years of fighting. Why is that? Because their leader killed, and that becomes the end of the so-called Nuer resistance.
Chắc có mà lại dân quên
Resistance? Resistance?
quên con đang rồi cần quên con đa đâu cho quên đó cái quên en là tổ gần điên giờ nó mà thế thì bố các tổ gần là tổ đa tổ mạn đán các tổ nạp ba cái tròn ba cái translate cái ba linh này ok cònถ้ามันวิ่งมอนจะมัดแกลแน่คอนที่งานมันนะคอนวันนะคอนที่ดิดถ้าก็แค่ตาละโพนี่ก็ได้เข้าออนไลน์ก็เราว่าบ้านในหนังสินชิคอนในบิดดีเลยเราบ้านในหลักตัวเลี้ยงนี่แค่รอเด็มันก็กันกูกันไงพี่เลี้ยงมันหลักก่อนเลยเจนที่จริงที่กันนะจะที่จริงที่สุดนะไม่ที่สุดเรื่องมันก็เรื่องกระเทศเด้เจนก็หมายด็อกเมนต์ไม่รู้นู่นเนี่ยแบบว่าไอ้บอกกันนินทดบิลตัวเขาแค่ว่ามาลดตัววันแล้วแค่แบบตัวเขาบ้านหลัก therefore แค่กูรู้กูรู้บ้านใน share together กูเทก็ไม่รู้เด้ไรเทก็มันตะกอนที่นวันละนั่นเองยันจุดที่อยู่เนี่ยก็ในดังดีก็เทแค่เบิกไม่ช้าเบิกไม่มากเบิกอาวุธมันลายจวนเลยบรูติชเดี๋ยวไว้ก็บรูติชยันเดี๋ยวไว้ก็บงgovernor that way I mean I would like to call it very call it ก็ว่าไม่ได้ทั้งหมดทั้งอุ่นลายจวนเลยทั้งเหล่าทั้งแก่ยางออกก็บงก็เยี่ยในด้านในชาก็แกรชาก็กุยก็ปั่นกับชาก็หนึ่งเด้วยก็บงก็1929บาก็คุยยกกับมือตัวก็บื้อคุยเป็นข้าวคู่ก็1930ถ้าก็ว่า31 that is the question ด้านอะไรก่อนที่คุยอยู่เนี่ยก็ในดังดีก็เจอก่อนในเจอก่อนในถึงในที่ก็ในดูควอร์เกลก็รอเตะมากแค่ลิงลิดแค่กว่าแค่จวนในดังวันเดียวจวนกันนะก็ในดังเดียวที่ดิด and then แค่กว่า point นี่รถในที่คิดเร็วกันเช่นกูระดันก็ในดังวันวาราวกันแต่ก่อนในคิดเร็วกูกว่ากันดันมากเยอะบริติชก็กว่าไม่ได้ในความนั้นเราโน้งจะกูบ้านในวิกเกลว่าเย็นกว่าจะดวงกันในดูควอร์เกลก็ไรหลอกก็มันจะแค่1,000 reason เนี่ยตัวนี้ก็ได้ดูควอร์เกล point เนี่ยคุ้มเมื่อกูลาคุ้มเมื่อบริติชจะคว้าหลอกเดียร์แค่ก็กอกแค่ก็หนึ่ง point เดียจะในเดียร์เลยแล้วตัวมึงแค่ก็กอกแค่ก็หนึ่ง point เดียแค่กว่าอยากก็ดูตัวก็รอเดียร์ alone แต่ร้านไม่ตะคำไม่ตะกี้จะแค่so ในเรื่องก่อนในช่วงช่วงแค่ก็กว่าก็ยึดตัวอะไรช่วยยืดแค่ก็ช่วยมันคือการไว้เด็กการมันเล่นนี่ก็แค่ในเรื่องก่อนในช่วงตรงคู่เด็กในดูควอร์ควานในวันยกเลยนักสินดีajen tool ko reda ne tool ko kan wari ci yi ko bruti ko run jandara wuri baro rumti good fight wa run dang jok ri chawo bat ko gore ko la gor wud la chal ke chal koryam kana wud la chal pokri juk tuguk re lo ko ti let kel ke gwa ku la let ken go la ko tako ko sen go la and then ke wud la chal dwal dio ko pan gam dwal dio ci yi ke lengalit có chào mũi của bọt cái bên cho nó cái riêng cho bọt các bạn gan cái bên nó khăn thao sẽ cái bên do yên nhàn điền ở một chân tôi khiên ở Guek mấy đàn này chứ Guek Putin nó cái này của Guek cái bọt cái 1917 rồi bên do yên nhàn điền chưa nó bên nhau có muốn lùi cho chưa lùi cơ là chưa lùi tar bia chưa lùi lò cơ cái 1927 chưa nó nhau có mấy gì này cái 1928 chưa luôn nhau cái trò phải bật đắc chưa nó bật lật cái thích cái này chứ đòi rồi cái 1929 bà có gọi cho ai mặc cái cho người cho chủ nè this is how it work therefore ke 1930 chwa wood mi la chwa le mi la chwa ke ngade dual dio chwa ban kap ko te ke wood bar mi to mi te ka na ser ne ke run te kon wo te no te ti ngai ke to ne loy ke to bara mo jara me dane la to la loy gente ke link ke ga ke la kwa ke ko ko na so mo ni me cha la gwa dual dio ude dane ke na ser ke run to ude ka le am strong mo jen cho la jor ko to cha cha kyut ko jen ne ude bu cha cho lo cho la di yan cho la jor di yan am strong jen ne po mo ko cha gwa ga gwa dual dio cha identify very clearly jen ko war we gwa ke ga di ke dual dio me a ka fa nang wa jek na ma ka yo la ti yin cho po ki yu kana char ko yu am cho ka yo mo ka ba ram ke ka cho mo ka 1931 lodo from 1931 from I mean from 1902 a year ke undeng kana lingelit a work 1931 e ka ke the last book cha ka gor lo ko run jendang jok with the kel ke run te ko ne year the nore kana ba run ko run to run jendang raw with the borrow ko nore ka de ko ne ki dot ko wi mon ke lew ke lingelit and then kap gwag me cha nak ajenen kula te ko la ko na le te ko mi ko le nuer settlement o settlement lo no ko ne ti ajen nyur ajen ne ti nyur ajen nyur no ko to nyur te ko run dial to white people government ne da ne tin so the reason that like me no go so no ko je chata de ke ko rayu ke ne government ko government me che je ko ne ayo a very strong movement che belong ka kor cher ko me ki bud me la chale kor ke dwal ke gwak te ko law dial to wan che de long ko de je te je na ling li che de mi cha che me ta law te ken che de mi de law joy so chwe te ad na ma chwe ko la pen ko run ni ke 1927 man 28 man 29 ka ba kor je mo che nge che ko ne e gwak che do la ram lo lor cái lâu đian cái riu điền cái gua cái này nhiều cô chế gua cái gọi dân bị chơi mấy cái trò có phù mười đàn cam điền cái này mua mình đàn qua đó mà mấy cha mal mấy cha sản chỉ gạt đàn gạt là chút tiêu quá cài ra cái con này chúng mua bên trò cái dân rồi bên cài ra and then cái con dân rồi chúng mua trò cái này trò loài đâu ra mình đều bị cho phút bảo ra mình đều bị phút bảo cái này thì phần cái đẹp chỉ cần luôn như này này tôi ấy quá cái vàng rồi quá cái này within that movement ta government cái nothing thì chỉ giặc cái movement bên joy cũng là lấy được boom của cái này ba movement mà ba đặc thế thì ai chắc một thì cái là mấy cha đặc là thôi dân cũng là là mal thế mà là người khi mal theo cô ngay dễ Ramadan lần mal en ko la ku me woni ne wude me ke dot ka ne ti telot kan jelol di ale bombom te kon te ku la ga te nga kon ke te tar ka kor ti ram nyuru ki du di ale ki loy ke je la ke te bombom ki loy ke je a jen ba mal ku la ka ngal do jen ku ji ko wi dane a jen the same thing e ka lat me dane colonial government that was the main point in that and no right me ke je ko jen how many people now? Did you do we don't know the number, but I don't think quite. I can't keep a quite any Wagundang, Jendang one. I mean, take Corkel. Loduki, I will chat now. So, Kujimo, Hello, noon and a Imbendan and Chitok, Image Moga, Jagger, can they take on a good movement? Ko mukan ti chin ti mukan ka lat ene te ko te chi jen để con để mu mà ai để lột để nào rồi giờ mơ đồ khoan cái rồi cô cái rồi chứ gà trung kia gà cô cái rồi chứ gà mình vừa bên and then we kiran wa ba pa $1 ta mình kiran wa ko te la ram le ran ga ko ne ki bom me da ne e lon ko ke to ke go bom go ngunde e je no na me je ne dan ba ko kon nyal ka je ne ba ko ne nyal kon ju makta bala jor ko be ga tin tian be kan len ko ko mu me ne kan go but ka kang na ka no ngo na me la ko le tik ku me te go yo ko te go bom la nei te kon tin la guri la ka trick ta bana me ke la ga yu ko ra de trick ke wala ra ma go we dor ko ka de kon dia ba go we dor ma ni nyam ni ba ne ga won yo ko me tang ko ko ku jen ku ten go yo ke yo pan ken ti la ke yo ki go tu ti e ka me dan e pa ku me pa e trok me pai kuma me pai ben konte ngang no ne ka nga kon ga di ti en ko re rai ko to wa ke Peter ngwai ma cha la ja la ro ku me te le yo rai ko la ja la re o jin dar ku ro de te yo ri ke we yo kan de ku me san ko ke te yo ke we yo shi du ne ne tel yo cha ga ri ka security ka kan ko ne ba ko ko na ke kan cha ko na ti yo de o ni kam tin quay là bên kia cái tên phôi như chả là rồi cô thua nó cái nó mẹ thà cho nên cô là bên bên lòi đâu cô là thua cái phụ yêu cô cái tên thế yêu cái này qua là con na thì là yêu to did the long là cái nói cái bà cái cầm mê lô là cái trick đó vậy chứ gọi là chẳng bị lưu vào đây cái lọt thế cái and then mà we did for the door so again cha bên đây này chả là would mà lại cho là fair cô mình nó quăng đẹp yo law dial cho cái gai select point gap cho nyir and they dial ni ngwan ti cho li daren cho lat jor cho ja ga week mà ni che ngai da ne cha mak cái cha ga janda ara wu de bangwan ka run wang ka ta bakel ka nus ke ta di ka nus me ki ro da kan gar te ne de ko re kon ki ro da ka dub dang jo ko kur be ga jog bi ga ka jog yi ga chỉ có đa cái rều cái này thì mắc cái nào thông đằng rồi cái này nó bên chăm gì cái này nó bên cái chơi gì cơ thằng gái thì chỉ có đa cái điều cái này quẹt cái đó cái đó nào này thì chăm này thì chơi so mấy chỉ cái bên chỉ cái room cái này quẹt chả u đêm hay cho lấy lần lên trên nó cô chả với yên phải cô nữa cái nằm gối nó quan trọng quẹt thì cô quẹt mũi là giá gì rồi boro jel ga ja lo do ba kon tu ko bi brado ba mar ko dio ja bo ji mu dio ye che ji ma cha wo nu dok da nan nak so cho ko kon bar go ka nyam ko go be ka wa de ka ro mu de ka te de mu ni ka cham de mu de mu ka chwe de ka wa da nyam de ko de ra ko le yet cho yo dong le cho bar ne ta ra da nem ni ku chwe de ke yo te de te ka go cái chuyện phổ địa phút cái nào cái chuyện này đang quan điều của nó chỗอยู่ตรงนี้ว่าตัวมอ then ไม่โยจะการchỗอยู่ดุดังเดียวchỗ cái thongเกนดังเดียว barrier ก็รอ it's the way out and then chú riêng là chúอยู่bên cái xa của cái xa bắc ngàn nữa chú quý chú loan đi chú bấm bốc chú bia chú bốc cái dân đặc cái dân lý học cái dân ghép hợp nữa đó của cô này thì chỉ được cô hoàn đó cái lâu kana ga war ke ga war ku joje na ku gwag bar ma ku de me jall dal jo bar ba ku lu fu na nazar ke ka da ke hok dial pe lo do tu mi chu ku tu lo ka jene chi dot tu lo ka ko wan ga de ko mi di da kana ter so cha ka isolated ka lo ku nang dok ti la to ku me te la ko ku dien man me che pur sa che jak raj me je rai dan na en gor kon ne ban ne mat kon dial ke ban ne nyak ku yo dio yo ne te ke ka ngai de te ke me der lot ka learning ko kon we are learning te la me te kon ko right You know, we are learning it's on to work and it's on which I learn one. La take a mullet and tell me, just compare together. Isolation, can isolation go down by Corey. Commissioner car bong, a dane a block and walk. Could you more dear with Jen walking down in there, Madan, there a pay go and no resistant, a resistant military core. So, Ram log a cup of quang, a caram log a go, a lake go, a can link. Tell our book walk and a doctor don't can a link. This is how it works. Ka jene da network. Ka kwiko an min ladan ma ke jabatan wane. Tamen me take a group to one ki bandal ke individual people to write. Ka kwi so nundan. Ka dia oje tang wane. Ta talk to one thing ka ta kai ni to one thing. Tang ken ke me gap. To kwa kura no go je be me gap jen ko nyin ko nundan che ka lat ka dit. Các nhà làm mấy đàn này nè cái point có cái bề phê cái bữa mua nhầm phê nó point qua cái bữa mấy cái có the locker có qua cấp có the 1920 giờ này cấp có the cái mà nó mấy cái lát mà cái là chú mà nó mấy cha bệnh nè có cái la anh có bữa để đấy có dùng ngồi cái la đấy bà la đi ăn bà có ngồi cái nhàn đùa người dân man quạt reason là đi cái khả năng understand có phải không me lo de ko ba ngak dia ba ga ke nyan dong u point de gwa ke jam dan bu lo te ko de gan un dang dia den ko ko point gwa kyang ba nak lo do bu ko un dang ba yu gu te lo gwa bo wo tin ko lo ko tar ba la re bi tar ba lo tar bi ga ba lo bi rem du tol jeriem gwa ge dan ko la na te nei dang wal jok wi ne ling ting wan da wal jok di dang one including go ngunde aka to kan de ko ne ki talk so it's sort of a true especially ka nei te ko na nei te ka ngang nom dong bia tiam pe ne me mi ki kon te ka ngang nom ko ken ke wat te ke dong che ga gwa de ling it na ka ni ben ka this is the true point thế cái này là cái giờ muốn đảng là cái giờ cái 1927 nó mới cho đấy thế cái book mình chả có xin 27 cái làm cái có rồi nó for the copy here to là cái 27 cái chả wat 27 ở giờ rồi đã nó qua là yon mai cho nhầm mới book cái bia linh lit bia mà mấy cha book cái đó cái nó phải này cái nó phải vi luật cái phải nó đó aje ne kula ta nga te kwa la nga no re one ne me chi wut mi la jo ling lit me che ben do de ka ne bi ka ne long do chi pen we bi ga chu pe we bi ga ka na mar you see this is the first time ka history dan ko ko ban history ban ne la de bagwa ko ron je ni pul nyang dong kan ti bi wo ben la ba ka lat ka exam ni ko ko di min ba la ka exam ke je no resistance is something very important ka colonization kana gor kuma ka ginu ko ka nore ka ne te kon te to about ka war of colonization in which mu wala ni to ka chabla ni cheating kana make up ka stealing lodo dung ngadi ko ngundang baben ka amne do lu la ngon ke ka baben ka history ma bagal to bagoro ko history ma cha gore ga di kenya ro Chevy existed at the time. They exist during the leadership. More leadership we yen kake. But the history me lat kake kai. I the ladi legin che maraja me history kaya. Lodo ba yor ka try somewhere. Kaninja beni. Mo wa detail ka wa ka wajek. Come here talk. We willing to ladi ti run we ka talk. We ka campaign somewhere. Be la take on ya la the ball bulu ka talk. So that is sort of which I approve to go. Make sure you can approve la wo che ka der ka ku ko jini ba ji ling ite ga mi lele lo do nga de wo isu do no mo ba yor ka try one day tell a lot ko jin you are stealing thing you want mu ku make missing up ba ngundeng history ba to ni history Sudan history South Sudan ko jara me da ne to struggle ko be nyin ke lingalit tere nu me dan ganga ne dignity bitane ri char ya ko ma tere ka 27 years a work 30 and then kina ba long kan gwa me ku me Sudan me cha sa ka na long bo before kan ku me Sudan kan ben mu je kan na ka 1902 ka pai die cha ka ngwan ka pai die no cha ka die ka pai ngwan cha ka die ka pai ngwan je ne ma ka ngundeng we be ga would me like chal ka black mi chal colonel chal major general me no che major che general major bilwe mi je ne ko kondo me kan markas karane no ka ma kan ku je ne kondo ko ku ko te ka airline de ne la jang ti hore te la jang wo la chali jang kondo I mean jang korpolut ka kan ne te kon de mat ki je ka hore yen yo korpolut no re lo so from that 1902 and then to reach your Bokai 1955 ka kore chane kimelakan Bokai 1963 lo do ka to del to akur mi ko lo no de wo ko wa mani mi ke ka wala lo no ne mo wa wa gore je ko te ga mala gar ke mala ti ke ka ne tin ko tin ngai ke la doro go je ne me to ko ngo ka me chi ko to ba ku lo gore do de ne me din ngo to del to ka ko la isu la ya la ka wa je ne pe cha ga mi cha de short pe me ben ko isu che de short pe ko ku ta na ku di nai du la no ro lo do chiro lo ro ka ki ani te di nhưng qua de mong dan nyoa ko me de thok de pe gan gwa the mo ko a comparison between gwa ngundang movement kana kore ka IU kana government IG what kind of trick ne chala do IG ka what kind of trick ne chala de fair ko la governor bita bon ka chu succeed di ne abe gwag na ka chu would mi chala IG chu succeed di ne bu om te mal ki jinu ngu jen che tak ti nu gwa che lat ku yu nu che yo che ka kap sai ku ko kan ba ka kok nei de kon bu kai ra ko ngai je wi ba te ka bot mo wi te ka bot rame te ka gat che bu ko no bu ko better but what one me God ke ba je ga mi cham kan tin this is the point chắc ko wa ma la jen ra jen de ra da tok tin na mo mi ti ga me don't deal with ke ti ga me can understand I'm open man lo do mi ti ga ti gore ke yor ne ka pon I will bay lar men to de ngaja ke me ko je video ko je bi lo te go ate yetina ane ban mal ban da gan wala ne me ya te mal che ga bro ka pai la ko na cho lu tup carpet na mal kan dia en bol way bol wun mi ci dog bay wi wun mi te ga mal lu ko pot ko bom pala ka chak ko mal